We are live. This is the Kaizen Good Friday Market Update. I am your host, Bill Noble. So, enough volatility for you? I got to be honest with you. I looked at this market yesterday and I was like, this could be one of the hardest crypto markets I've ever seen. Now, of course, I know there's like huge cascading bear markets and huge rocketing up markets, but the nature of the sector rotation, right? Like particularly in these three AI coins I was looking at yesterday, the whole sector's down, and some of these 3 or 4 coins just absolutely ripped. So figuring this out from day to day is tough. It does actually favor, which you may not be in that group. It does favor people who are like high net worth, who can afford to buy, 10 coins in a sector or 5 coins in a sector. But I'm going to do everything I can to help. And here's how I'm going to help. When they shake the tree, when they wash out the market, you got to go shopping. You get 1 day, you get 3 days. I don't know what you're going to get, but Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash are examples of 2 things. One, historically, when those 2 things outperform, they hit the market, which is what's happening today, March 29th. 2, it's also an example of what happens when something wakes up out of nowhere, right? You didn't get, it wasn't like, okay, everyone, let's buy Litecoin, or okay, everyone, let's buy this. And now it's all going to genuflect and it's going to go up. Okay. You got to grab it. You got to be quick. You got to be fast. You got to be brave. Okay. And then there's also, you got to be patient, which is Render, which we're going to get to. I think it's Render and Ondo. Okay. So let's welcome who's here. We have Pete. Okay. We have Elenazar, Zorbis, Kane. I'm going to remember this one day, but Kay, Sean, Shane, welcome. Grant Space. First time I've managed to be here live. We appreciate that. Okay. Malik is here. Lisa, good morning. Felix. Okay. RVN hit the entry yet. Dude, RVN hit the entry 2 days ago, man. I'm calling RVN Boomer Coin, man, from 2017. Can you believe that? They were going to chart it. Warmon, Del Capio, Malik, good afternoon. Right? Breakfast is here. Ale. Okay. Bitcoin halving coming soon. Osario Products. VA Buds. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Okay, here's how we're going to do this today. We are going to do news like usual. And believe it or not, I'm going to sprinkle in some macro. Hang on. We're going to sprinkle in some macro. Then I'm going to PowerPoint. We're going to talk about monthly. And don't laugh, something I used to bust out with at Goldman. Quarterly charts. Stefan, Anthony, Will, Rob, what's up? VA Buds got Litecoin yesterday. Good for you, man. People, the future of money. And again, in the event you're feeling good, great. In the event you're feeling bad that you missed stuff. I woke up this morning, I was like, I was pounding the table on the future of money, the future of money. And I did talk about Litecoin, but I don't know if I talked about it enough. Really. It's like, you're bullish, it goes up, you're not bullish enough. And if you're experiencing these emotions, people, there's no way you're not going to experience these emotions. There's no way you're not. Now, on emotions, just briefly, the FOMO generally is incredible, right? Because everyone's trying to catch the moving thing. So I get that. Take a walk, right? In other words, like everyone's like, oh my God, I'm going to miss everything. And then everything's down 5% today. The market is not yet in a space. It may get there in April, but the market is still in a space where it's giving you room to do something. And by the way, this is just an off the cuff comment. Outside of Doge, I'm not opposed to taking profits in meme coins, right? I mean, some of this stuff like, WIF could keep going, I guess, but I have a 90-minute chart. It's almost like I feel like I want to start allocating capital. And this may be happening at the crypto hedge fund level where people like start moving money out of some of the newer coins and maybe start moving into Doge or other areas like in boomer areas. We'll see. Right. I'm not as enthusiastic about the big meme coins outside of Doge. Now, Admittedly, if Doge goes, it could take the whole sector with it, right? But I do not want to have a 100% meme coin portfolio. Okay, Miguel, what's up? Riyadh. Okay. Yeah, somebody's looking. I saw this like ETC, right? Ethereum Classic. I saw it, right? It's all about this whole like future of money thing. You also have to be careful about price action around quarter end. So a brief word on that. You have to remember with crypto now acting like equities, okay, meaning sectors move, randomly, or sector rotation is important. Big players are going to adjust portfolios at quarter end. Today was also options expiration. Now you're like, Bill, English, please. Okay, that means there could be gyrations in the market at the end of a quarter, before a holiday, and on an options expiration that don't really have anything to do with the future of price. Okay, it's just people moving large amounts of money around. And like I said, when it comes to, like, as an example, the big meme coins, I don't doubt that people are going, you know what, I'm over invested in this now, or it's gone up so much that my portfolio is now this, I got a lot of meme coin money that I'm going to reallocate somewhere else. So I'm not being a hater. I'm just saying at the end of a quarter, expect gymnastics and take advantage of it. Okay, news. Let's go. New Wind, welcome. STA, hi. Miguel. Okay, news. Let's go. I like this. Crypto lobbyists are on maneuvers. Should we be worried? Gee, you mean crypto people should have a voice in government? Oh, imagine that. However, this is still negative news coverage from the media. New to crypto? Don't know what to do? Okay. Draw a trend line, read the first 20 pages of a chart book, and figure out what the media is saying and do the opposite. That is your starter kit. Still negative coverage on crypto out of the Financial Times. Now, while this is not negative coverage, everyone in crypto is like, oh my God, it's going up. I got to get involved right now. What I'm saying? Like, oh my God. Meanwhile, in legacy, everyone's like, gee, should I buy some Bitcoin? Should we move out of gold? What about these silver coins that got buried in my backyard? Gee, S&P is going up 2% a week. It's going up. Bitcoin's going up 10% a week. Huh. And this other stuff on Coinbase is moving too. Like, look at this Doge coin, Doge. Okay. Legacy, boomers. They are just now starting to ask questions. So in case you think you're behind, you are not behind. There's people in legacy that are going to pay 100K for Bitcoin, and they're not even going to think about it. They're like, oh, it's time to buy this. It's up. I buy equities when it's up. We'll buy crypto when it's up. That's why, good luck getting like massive dips unless things get overextended. Like, for example, AI gets overextended, corrects. Meme coins, massive rally. Everyone's wearing a whiff hat, corrects. Okay. You can't get a correction. Without excess. So I was like, oh my God, I'm so worried. Just relax, right? If something's in a range, it's chopping you up. Ranges are a natural force. They're trying to it's like natural selection. It's like, you're an animal or a monkey in a tree, and the tree is shaking, right? The tree shakes organically. Now, only the strongest animals can hold on while the tree shakes. They can do that in choppy ranges. You just gotta like hold on. Just gotta hold on, right? Now that's easier said than done. But if you can have the self-awareness to go, oh, I feel like getting out of this. Oh, the tree is shaking. Oh, maybe I want to do risk management, but not freak out, right? You're going to freak out. But if you can recognize that it's because the tree is shaking and you don't want to get pushed out, because again, legacy is coming. Janet Yellen warns a foreign power against clean energy dumping. So you're like, well, Bill, what does that have to do with crypto? Well, let me tell you. The Chinese economy is in bad shape, like really bad shape. And you know what? I don't think our economy, Europe's economy, It's not a disaster, but it's tanking quickly. And the need for rate cuts, like right now, the media is like, oh, like, where's the headline? Okay. So the point is China, things are so bad in China that they're trying to manufacture stuff for the sake of manufacturing things and dump it here at whatever price they can do it. They're trying to do it with cars. They're just trying to do it with everything. They're like, oh my God, make something and send it to America and just make something. Because, they got a social problem over there if they have unemployment. So zero political judgment, but they're in trouble. And I don't think we're doing much better. Meanwhile, again, what does the media focus on? Oh, U.S. inflation rises to 2%. Times Square news flash, right? The grocery store is a nightmare. Again, the media repeats old news, right? Here's more old news. Shrinkflation is coming to your Easter egg. Yeah, bro, packages are smaller. Prices are up. The price of chocolate has gone full whiff, parabolic. Why is the media talking about inflation when we should be talking about recession? Seriously, this is what you keep me around for. Everyone's talking about inflation, and no one's talking about the fact that the Fed, once everyone wakes up and figures out that inflation may be, I don't know, sticky where it is, the grocery store, what are you going to do about it? The economy's tanking. And when the Fed has to come in and cut rates, they're going to come in and cut rates like massively because governments have to finance themselves, and this is not priced into crypto yet. I mean, it kind of is because that's why Larry's going after the Bitcoin ETF. That's why they're going after Litecoin. That's why they're going after Doge. It's the macro underpinning behind what's happening in crypto. Like these digital assets are not only undervalued, right, relative to legacy, but when the Fed has to come in, they're coming in massively. Okay. Again, Europe, birth rates dropping. People are so bummed out that, that means crypto is a beacon of hope. You lose money. So what? Now what? You got to go for a walk, take 3 days off. Do what you have to do to not get shaken out of crypto, to not get depressed, to not be like, oh, this guy made $1 million. Like Brian Young did a tweet yesterday. It was like one of the greatest tweets I've seen about crypto, where it's like, hey, man, I just made a lot of money. But, if you think that, everyone's making money but you, that's wrong. Most people start making bad decisions, out of like, either greed or, self-deprecation. Listen, this is why you crypto. We need hope. And this is not good for economies when you have birth rates falling like this. And central banks know it, right? They know it. And when they got to come in and start cutting rates, like, ECB, they're going to cut rates to 0 if they have to. Because they cannot have their economy tank and have social disorder. They can't. So whatever you have to do to not get shaken out of this, do it. Dog Whiff becomes the 3rd largest meme coin as Bitcoin clings to 70K. Okay, so obviously this was like life-changing. This is cute and funny. Okay, to a point. All right. In other words, if Dog Whiff can go up as much as it has, things like this lead the rest of the market. Now, should you take tactical profits in this, like now off this? Like this is the fade the media thing. The media is like, oh my God, Whiff. Okay, that's enough. Thank you. See it. Okay. This has a purpose. It leads the market. The highly speculative stuff that, remember what I said? No one understands it. No one likes it. No one owns it. Whiff is probably meets all 3 categories, particularly at the hedge fund level. No one wants to own it. No one likes it. Speaking of no one liking it. Okay. Ethereum creator Vitalik, okay, pushes positive sum vision for meme coins. So just a reminder, right? Arguing the current crop of meme coins inspired cryptocurrencies are doing little than more than go up and down in price and contribute nothing of value in their wake. Okay, there were some politically incorrect meme coins, to say the least, and he has zero enthusiasm for coins, rug pulls, or anything that feels exciting in month N, as in November, but leaves everyone upset in month N +1. This is part of the reason why I've been pushing Doge. I don't mind the cat coin when, although it's down today. Please understand what you are investing in, okay? And remember, highly speculative assets. In equities, it's Russell 2000 and NASDAQ back when that was highly speculative tech, okay? That stuff leads the big coins. So whatever's going on, WIF, I'm not picking on WIF, but whatever is going on in the highly speculative areas, that eventually, because what Vitalik is missing, that eventually pulls capital to the big stuff, right? And you can get like render, like you could get huge rallies when everything in the ecosystem starts acting like WIF, okay? Fiscal collapse accelerates. So, U.S. government disaster scenarios are everywhere now. It's like, Ray Dalio was doing it. Now everyone's doing it, right? So this is gross issuance of treasuries, right? Meaning they're just printing money at such a rapid rate. They're issuing treasuries like there's no tomorrow. Now, just to put this in perspective, right? So governments are acting in a radically irresponsible way. An obvious case for Bitcoin, right? Now, one thing that you will notice, or that you haven't noticed, is that bond market volatility has collapsed, meaning bonds are not moving, adding to the comedy of all the volatility in the world being in crypto. People are buying these government bonds. In other words, the thing that this guy is missing is, yes, there's all this fiscal irresponsibility. But right now, the bond market is functioning. Like Uncle Sam wants to issue. People are like, yeah, I'll take it. You're going to give me a 4% bond? I'll take it. Why would they do that? Why would you take a 4% bond in 6% inflation? Because you think interest rates are going to zero. That's why. Because you think once the Fed starts cutting in, it's going to be 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. There could be like intra-meeting cuts if there's a problem with a bank. This is why, oh yeah, crypto's down 5% today. Who cares? Like, I don't want irresponsible risk management. I don't want you staying in bad positions. But look, when they cut, it's going to be cut. Okay, you got the point. Let's see who's here. Okay, so we got requests coming in. Dot, AGIX. Don't let me forget. My pen is behind me. Okay, I'm going to PowerPoint. Actually, you know what? Let's do the live TA first, because I know people are pumped up, and I missed some people yesterday late. I have a feeling there's a lot of excitement for live TA. Okay. Oh, look at Raven Coin. Look at Boomer Coin in the tokenization of everything. Rounding bottom, God candle. Just so you know, like I said, basics, right? It breaks out, it comes back, it retests the prior ceiling, which is now becomes the floor. Boom. This is going on all over crypto. Just cheering for my Boomer Coin here. Okay, Polkadot. I kind of share your feeling that now would be a good time in Polkadot. So to me, Polkadot feels incredibly overdue to go up. That either means it's not going up, or when it does go up, it's going to be unbelievable. Doge is overdue. XRP is overdue. DOT is overdue. It's just overdue. I don't know how you're going to have all this stuff on the blockchain. I mean, if you look at Ravencoin, if Ravencoin is up 40%, how can you have these real world asset plays up and have Polkadot think that there's going to be absolutely no involvement on Polkadot and Ethereum for that matter? I mean, I don't understand how people can think that. Okay, going over to AI. Okay, so I think people now get the point about AGIX and what these things can be worth and what these things can do. Okay, just trying to do the hidden pivot analysis in AGIX, and maybe I don't have to. Maybe I just told you it's this simple, right? So this is AGIX 4-hour. And this is a little bit of an example of what it's like to have to draw on charts for a living, right? This is what you have to do. You're like, oh, how are we going to look at this today? How about the simple way? Right? See all this congestion? See this battle that occurred here? Right? So this is the ceiling. They battle at the ceiling. They finally break out. Now it's coming back. This is like 130. Simply, I don't mind getting stopped out. But they want to sell this to me on a down day, just take it from them. They want to sell it to you on support, take it from them. Doesn't work, stop out, do something else. Try again, right? Because, I mean, when this stuff goes, like anyone who's going to tell me that this is not top 5, like I've met this guy, you've heard this story from me before. There's no way. They have a whole ecosystem underneath it, and they're merging with other people. It's like the value of crypto is understated. And then when you add this stuff about rate cuts coming in, forget about it. Like I can't underscore it enough. Take the chance. Okay, Rose. Okay, I know there was render from yesterday. Okay, how about this? Right? Everyone gets upset from now because render can go by itself and then just do nothing. This is a diamond in render, and this is the most powerful formation in crypto, frequently as a diagonal. And the closer render gets to its apex near April 1, there's one of two things going to happen. Either this formation is wrong, it's not a diamond, or if render breaks out of the diamond close to the apex, this is the apex of the triangle. The closer it gets to the apex, the more powerful the breakout. Like, this render right now is at 10, and it feels like it's going to go, 12 is resistance, which, as you can see, no one cares because it's consolidating right up underneath it, which is going on all over the market. That's frankly, that's the worst kept secret in crypto Twitter right now. Everything is consolidating, including XRP, just underneath, right? And then this thing could just turn around and just break out. I mean, this feels like, I got 15 in render, and I think 18 is totally achievable in a reasonably short amount of time. Because when people just go, yeah, well, new quarter, right? Hedge funds, legacy, right? Everyone takes their money at the end of the quarter. It's like, okay, we did good. How'd you do when Bitcoin made an all-time high? Hopefully good. Did you get long all the right stuff? Hopefully. Next quarter, they got to get after it, right? They're going to be like, okay, if this thing leaves without us, we're not going to get left out, especially before the Bitcoin halving. A lot of times you get the correction before the halving, and you could argue that this already happened. From my point of view, I'm trading it like to the eclipse and then eclipse to halving, right? I'm not sure about that time frame, but after this halving, oh my God, you got to get positioned for that. And who knows if you can get positioned now while the market's still asleep on stuff like rate cuts and the true valuation of this market, you might be able to get in, get some trade location, and hold on in case it gyrates. Okay, let's see what else we got in here. Rose. Okay, so I like this a lot. I'm messing around with trend lines. I'm looking at this and I'm like, all right, well, we can play around with this, right? I drew it like that, right? I connected these points. Trend lines are a very fuzzy art. You can get in a lot of trouble, right, by being too subjective. But I just connected these 3 points and draw it out. And it looks like they're doing what they usually do, which is run stops, press people out, force you out, get you to think it's bad, like they did here, here, here. You know what I'm saying? You getting the point? All the time, like all the time. Okay, I'm going to PowerPoint quick. Going to PowerPoint quick. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is your market update. This is not investment advice. Okay, Bitcoin Cash, the future of money. Crazy banana pants in terms of how this is going up. 2 DeMark signals, 13, 9. It's a top, right, wrong. These failed topping signals are everywhere. They're everywhere. Now, generally speaking, I like Litecoin better. But when Bitcoin Cash is an object in motion, this thing could get up to 750. I have no problem taking Bitcoin Cash profits and rolling them into Litecoin or Bitcoin. But this thing is an object in motion. I mean, I was looking at Venmo. I like finding $20 in the sofa. I found $100 in Venmo, and I realized they had Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash in there. I'm like, oh my God. Retailers going to FOMO into this stuff. And transactional forms of Bitcoin. I mean, I don't understand how anybody would think that's not going to be a theme. Now, that said, Bitcoin Cash goes to 700. Take the money. Litecoin is a different story. So we have a failed top here, right? So remember what I said about these topping signals, that maybe they give you 1 or 2 days? Yeah, Litecoin, you had 2 days. 2 days. You get the dip, take it. That's the market update. That's the market update for today. That's the market update for Monday. That's it. You get the dip, take it. Right? Because it doesn't stop until it gets overextended. So 125, like this is the top, and then these little dotted lines are like, if it's a blow off top, that's where Litecoin could go. So Litecoin could go to 125. Now, quarterly charts. Who looks at quarterly charts? Nobody but me. I used to do this at Goldman. So there's a DeMark quarterly moving average here. This doesn't look very exciting. But if Litecoin actually did break out above 106, I mean, when Litecoin gets going, like it tried to break out here a couple of quarters ago, this thing could just go. I mean, look at the monthly chart. These are 2 DeMark moving averages, right? This could be the first leg up. This could be the second leg up. And this thing coming up could be the giant third leg up. The third wave is the big wave. So it's 1, 2, see ya. This thing is breaking out above all kinds of moving averages. All kinds of moving averages. The DeMark system, these red lines, they're drawn automatically. This could easily mean 160. If you go back to the quarterly chart, the breakout level at the close of the quarter, which is why I brought it up, is at 106. So if you see Litecoin at 106 at the end of the quarter and it doesn't back off 106, it's going to 160. Because people are going to see this and be like, okay, this is going to go in an ETF. There's going to be a rumor mill. Even if it's not going in an ETF, there's no way transactional Bitcoin where somebody can put in $150 and get a whole coin is not going to be attractive, even if you think that's stupid. It's boomer, but it's not stupid, right? Because if you can have a dog with a knit hat go to, third biggest meme coin, some of this other stuff that people are sleeping on, like Raven, right? Like, oh, who wants that? I don't want that. Some of this stuff could just wake up. Just remember, Chainlink, CryptoPunks, right? Cardano, 2 cycles ago, They went to zero CryptoPunks, zero. Then all of a sudden, when they woke up out of nowhere, they were blue chip. Chainlink went to top 5. One of these coins is going top 5. Solana, bird on a wire, getting ready to fly. A DeMark moving average. It sits on top of the average. So like a wire, the moving averages are drawn with a quantitative system. Notice how Solana just sits here and they wick it down and they bring it back and they wick it down and they bring it back and they bore you to tears and you're going to wake up one day and Solana's going to be gone. I think they're going to do it in like 2 or 3 days. It's just a question of how long it takes to get there. Okay, Bitcoin. I guess the good news for us all is that there's a 13 top on the 4-hour chart. So that probably means, I don't know, you got 1 or 2 days of Bitcoin doing nothing or going down. Great. Don't forget the head and shoulders bottom that we've talked about multiple times on the stream. A head and shoulders bottoms is 3 attempts to take out, or 3 attempts by the bears to push it lower. When it doesn't work, the bears get trapped, and the upside target of this pattern is 75K. So if they want to dip it, have at it. These topping signals have been your friend. Sometimes these topping signals are like, oh my God, we got to get out. Right now, it's like, oh my God, we might get a dip for 2 days. Or thank God we're going to get a dip for 2 days. Ethereum monthly. Okay, so, making a case for Ethereum is getting harder and harder. It really is, because no one thinks it's got any use anymore because of Solana. I would disagree with that. But I just have a question about Ethereum, particularly if Bitcoin's going to take a nap. Wouldn't it be funny if the Easter ramp was ETH taking out that monthly resistance at 3,900? Like right now, ETH is backed off and looks like it wants to stay backed off. But I just remember, like with SBF going to jail, like this level is where the whole FTX thing started from. Like literally, we're back to where we were at the start of FTX. And are you telling me that ETH has so little value going forward that all you can do with ETH is reset it to back where it was before that calamity? That ETH can't go beyond that? I was like, I don't know, man. It just feels like ETH, the ETH ecosystem, SNX, maybe even Pepe, which I haven't looked at. Like, wouldn't it be funny? Because that's what's been happening, right? First, I was telling people about AI. AI didn't move, right? Everyone was chasing real world assets. Next day, you have an announcement in AI, and AI smokes higher, right? It's like you got to look at whatever is not moving or something that is both not moving and should have gone up a long time ago. That's the case with ETH, right? No one wants it. No one likes it. No one owns it. The big 3. Arrow. Okay, so I had to redraw the fib number. This is not an exact science. I'm showing support at 127. I think this DeMark 9 bottom matters, but obviously people FOMO'd in at the top, and they've basically washed everybody out that's gotten involved when this thing went from $1 to $2. Right? They just washing everybody out. I'm guessing $1.27 is where it stops. Right. Now, this is an example of a 13 top that mattered because of how extended this trend was. This is a 4-hour chart. Like a 13 top matters when you go from 50 cents to $2. And then you get this emotional move. You get this like final emotional move. Right? Like, how do we know when to take a 13 top seriously? Well, when you get a 13 top and then things get emotional, either before or just before or just after, then you take that seriously. Okay. This retracement should get to $1.27. Don't be surprised if they try to, they're looking for levels and they're looking for stops. They're looking for stops now. Because whoever wants to buy this at the institutional level, it's like, okay, yeah, let's go flush out retail. Okay. AGIX, still strong. Might have 3 more up days, which is why I think you got to grab whatever dip that there is. XRP consolidating below 66 cents. This Litecoin move is creating a lot of stress for XRP people. People are starting to get upset. I'm serious. It was one thing when they had to look at Solana. Now they're looking at Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, and they're losing their mind. Now, I don't know if patience pays off in XRP, but it is consolidating just below resistance. Like, everyone wants to buy it when it's down and everybody wants to sell it when it's up. So it's like pinned. Okay. XRP wakes up one day. I just don't know that now is the one day, but when it does, Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash and Doge are telling you what happens when this future of money trade spreads out. Okay, Doge, big resistance at 22 cents. Best news of the day. Best news of the day. Okay, this is actually Doge monthly. I'm going to relabel this because I know people watch these videos afterwards. Okay, this is Doge monthly. Best news of the day. If Doge does not break out at the end of the month, if Doge breaks out at the end of the month, all heck is going to break loose. All heck is going to break loose. All heck's going to break loose in Doge eventually anyway. Like this, $1. People are going to fade this thing all the way up to $1 because all these other meme coins are getting all the attention. I think if meme coins are down, it's because money is being reallocated into Doge. Right? It's just we're just sitting waiting for Elon to happen, and even if Elon doesn't happen, the future of money, how many coins are there? There's Bitcoin, there's Litecoin, there's Bitcoin Cash, there's Doge, right? I mean, maybe WIF winds up in there, who knows? But like Doge is one of the networks that's big enough to be money. Do you think that we're not going to need new forms of money? Are you kidding? Okay, Solana, monthly close above 180, signals a breakout. That's what we could be waiting for. Solana closes the month above 180. You could have 2 more up months. You could have 2 more up only 1 month. The only reason you wouldn't is because the Solana network basically has to sell Solana to pay for everybody's free trading. Nothing is free. But that doesn't mean, again, can you imagine what happens if Doge breaks out and Solana goes to 200, where this market is? Rune, cross-chain DeFi, cross-chain trading. Coin went from like, I don't know, $0 to $10, and now no one's interested, which is why you get interested. Okay, there's a support point at 8.9. Ondo kind of looks like this. You know what? Let them play around, but if it's still above the support point or close to it, it can go to 1060 or higher. Because again, like what? There's going to be no, when Solana takes off, people have forgotten about the cross-chain narrative. So nobody wanted to talk about real-world assets. Boom, they went higher. Everyone forgot about AI. Boom, they went higher. Everybody started talking about the large cap AI coins. Boom, the small caps went higher. No one's talking about cross-chain. STX, Rune, PNG. I'm looking at. I mean, look at this. Have you missed anything? You haven't missed a thing. I mean, yeah, it's rallied, but again, think about what some of these coins did last cycle. I mean, they were monstrous up moves in like the themes. That's the only thing you should be carrying from that cycle to this cycle. That cycle was all the way up, all the way down. The thing you should carry is that like the leaders of the cycle, which in this case, they don't all go up at once. I don't know, man. The market caps that they eventually got to were huge. So this is like LMWR. And just to tell you, like I had this on my watch list. I was looking at the chart. I'm like, oh, I don't know. This is like sitting on support. It's not really trading well. I don't know if I have to bring this up. Yeah, okay. Williams oscillator got close to 0, and this thing just ramped in my face. I had it on my watch list, didn't publish the charts anywhere. And then all of a sudden, it's gone. Okay, should stop at $1.47. If it doesn't, it's going to get out of hand and go to $2.50. It's like you're looking at it. This market is so difficult that you could be looking at it, like it, but not be bullish enough or long at all. Like I wasn't bullish enough on Litecoin, and I didn't publish this. Okay, Arrow. A lot of people pumped up about this. I got Fibonacci support at $1.30. This is not a retracement theory, but whatever this structure is seemed to work pretty good. People pulled up in front of $2. Now they're taking it down to $1.30. So I don't know. They loved it at $2, but they don't like it at $1.30. I mean, if this is what I think it is. This is what it says. It's claimed to be. And people should want it at $1.30. Like they should want it on a dip when they're washing everybody out. Because everybody that got into this late, I mean, I don't know that this thing going down to $1 is possible, but everybody who got involved above $1 pretty much is being washed out as we speak. Which to me, I don't know, man. That feels like an entry point. Okay, WIF. 13 top on a 90-minute chart at $3.74. at a very big DeMarc point. This is very strange structure, right? But I'm looking at this, I'm like, well, I guess if they keep going higher, it's going to go to 420. But for now, like, capital may get allocated somewhere else, but I'm not gonna go full Vitalik and fade this. Just think, if you make money in meme coins, you can move that money into these other parts of the market that haven't done anything yet. Litecoin, what's it done? Nothing. Render, yeah, okay, it's gone up, but what's it doing now? Nothing. Rune, same thing. Ondo, okay, so Ondo went up a lot. Ondo is like chopping people to death. Now it's got more of a trend, and now it's gone back to its usual chopping people up. So you get this 9 signal, which can be a top like it was here, or it can be a pause. So if Ondo is able to resume the rally within, say, 3 to 4 days, it's just a pause and you can go higher, right? If Ondo can't resume the rally like here, then you may have more of this. Now, Ondo on a 90-minute chart actually looks pretty good, right? You have some bottoming signals. It looks like people want to buy the dip. If it's above 86 cents, I'm okay with Ondo. I would like to see this thing, really start rallying. I definitely don't want to see a failed rally. Like when you get these 9 signals, you don't want to see a rally that goes the next rally to be all the way up and back down. You don't want that. But I don't think anyone has to freak out. It's just if you look at this, they're just chopping people up because this is a consensus long now. Everyone's going after this. So naturally, when everyone wants to own it, it doesn't go anywhere. That's just the way it is. That's the tree, right? It's like, okay, let's see who, this is a market. It's a natural force, right? Let's see who the strong Ondo traders are. Okay, Render, we covered the diamond. Raven, we covered the rounding bottom. Okay. Okay, we're going to try. Okay, so someone's saying sell Litecoin at 125. Okay, so I got to be careful with buy and sell recommendations. I'm more inclined to take profits in Bitcoin Cash and try to leave Litecoin for a bigger trade. Okay, I know we got a lot of requests coming in. I got to step off the air at 45 minutes. All right, put these requests in the economics chat. There's an economics chat in Discord, so I can fill it in. And then now that I know what you guys like, if you put it in the chat, when I generate the PowerPoint, I can put it in. Okay. So definitely get that thing into the economics chat, and we will see you on Monday.